dysbiosis and inflammation. What would you think is the problem there?
Well, dysbiosis, of course, by its definition, is suggesting that you are unable to digest your food properly. When that happens, the rotting food disorders the gut ecology, not only in the intestine, but also it can do so in the urinary tract. And for many years, there's been a test called urinary indican, and that is a marker of the fact you're not digesting your food well. Now, if this goes on for a while, it can create such an imbalance as to promote inflammation. But we're seeing now, Al, that in very recent studies, that even 1 pound of extra body fat could mean the beginning of an inflammatory process in your body. And so most of us are concerned we have a little excess body fat. So what do we do about that? And as you get down further, we'll talk about compounds that promote healthy inflammatory response, like real vitamin E, which is another 21st century discovery. The vitamin E that really works is delta tocotrienol. And delta tocotrienol has been shown to promote healthy inflammatory response, healthy response to the circulation, and also to provide some protection for the body from ionizing radiation. So this is the real vitamin E, and it's a completely different player. We're also learning that important fatty acids like DHA, docosahexaenoic acid, which is now available from microalgae. So it's very clean, no risk of fish oil or mercury contamination of any kind. And what we're seeing is if doses are used much higher than normal nutritional doses, so a normal dose for a healthy response in the body would be 200 or 400 milligrams. What they're showing is if you take 1,000 to 5,000 milligrams, you could get a very healthy inflammatory response. So these are things we can do as sort of a countermeasure, but I think where we need to start is number one on your list, Al, digestion.
Digestion. But what are some of the symptoms of dysbiosis that people would notice if they have this problem?
Intestinal gas, ammonia-smelling urine, what else would you, fatigue, overweight, especially abdominal weight. Those would be probably the primary.
What would be the nutritional solution for this?
Well, obviously in dysbiosis, we want to begin the use of digestive support, betaine hydrochloride at the end of a meal, and pancreatic enzymes like amylase, protease, and lipase at the start of the meal. And you might as well stack the deck since you're going to this trouble. You might as well add things that will help you digest commercially produced food. Unfortunately, in our country, we're so concerned about the money that we make cheeses which take 10 pounds of milk to make 1 pound of cheese, and we can do it overnight. So it's a lactose nightmare. So right along with these enzymes, it'd be a good idea to throw in a little lactase and a few other enzymes to help conclude digestion on the intestinal lining when you're eating wheat or things like this, like peptidase and some of these other enzymes, which are now readily available and can make such a difference. But you want them in a vegetable capsule with no toxic tag-alongs, because this is something you're going to use for 20 or 30 or 40 or 50 years. So these excipients that are typically used in products you'll see in the supermarkets and health food stores are things like magnesium stearate, calcium stearate, stearic acid, polyvinyl pyrrolidone, talcum powder. These can suppress immunity. They can long-term actually be very harmful in the body, and they were initially used in drugs for short-term use. Unfortunately, they've been commandeered by the health food industry to make it convenient for them to encapsulate or a tablet, and long-term, I think the evidence is mounting that these are really harmful to the body. So you're looking for something that isn't made with all those toxic tag-alongs.
That's right. It's such an important one that people need to understand.